Zlurpcast!
Zlurpcast TV is on the air. Wait a minute, something's different this time. Biran, did you do something different to your face?
No.
Okay.
Xtreme, are you on mute?
Hi, can everyone mute themselves, please? Biran, you look extra white today as well, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah, you look like I mean.
Let me get it. Let me try it. How about now?
Ooh,
How about now?
wow, even more so. Nice. Look, I like that. It's almost like a dark elf flesh you have. So there's three of us. I think Xtreme is either frozen or something, so we'll just kind of go technical difficulties. And it's probably a good thing because today is a Xtreme appreciation episode. An X-A-E. Took me way longer to think of those letters in that order. Before we get started, here's a cool sticker. You want to get Zlurpcast swag, go to zlurpcast.net. So in this episode, this is unprecedented on many levels. One, we've never done one of the players, if you will. We've never done one of the appreciation episodes. This is the first. Also, this is the first time we've had three bullshit episodes in a row. You know, it seems like ages ago we talked about Kill Team. Like, we're already talking about what new stuff's coming out for Kill Team. New rules and everything. We haven't even done another game since then. We've covered, what was the last one? Accessories and regrets.
Regrets.
Regrets. And now it's an Xtreme appreciation episode.
To make this extra timely, like a bad Jimmy Kimmel episode, we are kind of like The Mandalorian, where it's been all bullshit filler.
That's what you say. I think it's great. But, I mean, so Mandalorian, Jon Favreau's baby, I would say. In my eyes, he's at the point where he could do no wrong. For me, Jon Favreau's hit the level of, he basically, I mean, one of the key ingredients to starting the MCU.
Yeah, he kicked it off for sure.
Yeah, he did. He took a character, Iron Man, that was not cinematic success ever before. I don't want to say it's still a top level character, but it wasn't like household name level until.
Yeah, everyone kept on saying he was B tier. I'm like, no, he was a founding member of the Avengers. That's not B tier.
Iron Man's always for comic fans,
right?
But for people who didn't read comics, Iron Man was one step below because he didn't have.
They didn't even know who he was. Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Didn't know who he was. So, Jon Favreau for me, he's already.
But don't they feel like Monster of the Week episodes to you so far?
Yeah,
like
why is that bad?
X-Files Monster of the Week episodes?
Yeah, why is that bad?
It doesn't have to be bad necessarily. I actually prefer Monster of the Week episodes of X-Files than their bullshit continuing story. But there's only like 8 episodes a season of this versus X-Files.
What was pissing me off was, if these eggs are so fucking precious, put a child-proof lid on it. It's not rocket science, you know?
It's not, Mike, it's not a child, it's the child. He can
no,
break
it's
through
not.
any
It's Baby Yoda. I don't buy that nonsense.
And by the way, do we know he was actually eating them to digest them, or is he storing them?
The twist I was waiting for is that's him protecting them.
Yeah, could be.
Because the meter was down on the container.
Oh, the level of...
Yeah, they had like a power meter on the container.
Yeah.
And she was pointing at it saying, hey, Mando, do this, hurry up, or whatever.
I don't mind the eating. You know, I'm okay with the eating of eggs. I would have liked a name for the frog lady. That's where I kind of, that's when it becomes a, you know, give me something. Mike, what's the actual frog scientific name? Do you know offhand?
Rana?
Rana?
Yeah, that's the genus of common bull.
Yeah, like Ronisius or something.
Yeah.
Like you know, Mon Calamari. You know, like you look like a fucking flip. You kind of want that. So, by the way, as with all of our upcoming appreciation episodes, we're probably going to kick it off with random movie and TV talk as well. Because why talk about the person? Is that what we're here for? I think that's what we're here for. Biran is wearing a Canal shirt, showing that off. I've got my new Johnny Hungee shirt on there. Mike's got the flannel. We call that the Dean flannel as well.
Yeah.
And an Adepticon shirt with the gear. How are the gears working with Adepticon 2021? Are they in progress?
No.
Okay.
We haven't met. This is in no way official, but because
it's canceled.
Registration should be going live about now, and because there's been no, I'm guessing it's not going to happen.
It's canceled officially.
Yeah. Now,
breaking news: Adepticon 2021 is canceled.
Confirmed. Now is about the time where I volunteer to run an event before I quit doing that. It's usually right around now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I know what's going on with that.
I volunteered to help Todd at his vendor booth. I was going to help him all through the entire Adepticon 2021. I guess I can't now.
What does it pay?
No, I was going to do it totally free, but I think with Adepticon officially, we heard it here first. Canceled.
Okay.
I can't.
Well done. Maybe it's canceled like we cancel people now. Maybe that's what it is.
Yeah. They posted something inappropriate.
Yeah, something happened. So anyway, this is an extreme appreciation episode, and I'd like to start with Biran, then go to Valdric, then me. Let's talk about how we met the one known as Xtreme, Bryan. Does anyone know his middle name?
Thaddeus.
Close enough.
Thaddeus, and what did you say? Puffin stuff?
No, close enough.
Oh,
Thaddeus.
I called him Puffin stuff. That's a cool middle name.
He was named after the O.J. Simpson character in First and 10 on HBO.
Is that confirmed?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to say his middle name's Steven. That's his dad's name, right?
Oh.
I'm going to go with that.
In the lore, it's Thaddeus.
It is Thaddeus?
Hmm.
Is it Tiberius or Thaddeus?
Thaddeus.
Yeah.
Okay. Just checking. Biran, where did you meet Bryan Xtreme at?
Grinder.
Yeah. And then how long till you fucked?
It was first date for us.
Oh, nice.
I first met him at I know it was all through you. I think I first met him at a Mantic open night of all places.
Well, it would have had to have been a Adepticon because he's not local. Yeah. So you wouldn't have met him,
right, but I was trying to think when would I have first contacted him? I probably ran into him at Blood Bowl because I'm a Blood Bowl watcher aficionado, just not a player.
Yeah.
And only at Adepticon.
I was going to say you wouldn't have run into him in a Bona Beef parking lot, but actually you might have. Yeah. I'm pretty sure as a group we went to the other Bona Beef by Adepticon, and maybe you went to that too.
We did.
So I was going to try to make a joke about how there's no way you met him in a fast food parking lot, but you might have.
I think you might be right. I think that was before the Mantic Open night of that same Adepticon. That's where I met him.
So at Mantic
I'd heard about him, though, of course, through you.
Of course, yeah. There's a lot of lore. You do your research. It's like the people that want to read this. I want the spoilers first before I see it. You want to know what to expect.
And you talked him up, so he had a high bar to meet, and I'd have to say he met it.
Can I ask, did Todd bring him up to you? And the reason why I asked that is Todd told me he doesn't sound very extreme, but he's called Xtreme. Like
that's the whole thing. I always thought.
Yeah, like what did you want him to do? Like yell in your face? And,
like be like Macho Man Randy Savage or something?
Yeah, like on at all times.
Yeah.
I just think that he's like the quiet Xtreme. He's just.
I thought it was like for those of you that remember the fine film Revenge of the Nerds 2, Nerds in Paradise.
Paradise. Yeah.
Hot Oral Sex, Hotel Coral Essex.
Yep.
The one jock guy whose nickname was Tiny had to make sure people understood it was like a reverse nickname.
Well, then he said, "I'm Chip the Meat Haze."
The meat, yes. Oh, thank you.
Hello.
Oh. Did you bring enough to share?
Share.
No, we're literally in Handmaid's Tale.
I believe also a booger said, "Who decides the standards?" when discussing the standards of physical prowess instead of academic.
Right.
Yeah.
So anyway, it's one of those where it's a joke. He's the opposite of his nickname.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. Ogre's ogre though. I mean,
yes, he is straightforward. Yeah. Now, did Ogre, when he transitioned to the Tri-Deltas, when they saved him from drowning, did he bring down their GPA, or is he actually smart?
No, he was only smart when they smoked weed. He said, what if CAT really spelled dog? And they said, that's heavy, ogre. And that's when he was accepted.
Yeah.
And then that was it. I mean, there's no way he said anything smart ever again.
Yeah. But he became their muscle. He protected him probably for the rest of the times.
Since we're on the subject and you're a fan of that sequel, which Revenge of the Nerds character is Xtreme, and which are us?
I would say I don't think he's Lewis because he doesn't strike me as a rapist.
See, I think he is Lewis.
You think he's a rapist?
No, because that was it. Well, that was if you're using the first movie, he's a rapist. The second movie, he's just trying to be the leader.
Right.
So it's kind of like we met Xtreme in the second movie. He might have been a rapist in the past.
Before we knew him.
Then. We didn't know him then. We only knew him as a leader. Now, the spiritual leader, of course, was Gilbert, though.
Yes.
He couldn't be there.
He was the soul of the Tri-Land.
He was the soul of it. Yeah. So, anyway, it's something fun to ponder. If you want to,
I could see him. I mean, he's also the one that could pass for a nerd, but could also like pull the what is it? The Urkel character when he became suave.
Yeah. Oh, Stefan Urkel.
Yeah, Stefan Urkel. Like he could pull both. He could play both sides.
Yeah, he is kind of our Jaleel White. I would agree with that.
Yeah, I share a birthday with Jaleel White. Fun fact.
Oh, nice. I have Weird Al, Johnny Carson, and Ryan Reynolds.
Yours are way better than mine.
Yeah. Biran, would you be Booger?
I could see that.
Or Poindexter, one of the two. Poindexter wasn't that vocal.
I can't because they alluded Poindexter having a giant penis.
That's true, yeah.
Because remember when they were high on the ganj, she was doing the pulsing with it. I can't do that.
Yeah, probably Booger for you.
Booger or Lamar Luttrell.
Yeah,
because of my
his limp-wristed throwing style, the javelin was made from. Anyway, that's enough of this. This is Mike's like, what is this shit? So you met Xtreme at Adepticon,
yep.
And we were at Mantic Open Nights, and you want to talk about the experience of that night, and then your experience with Bryan that night.
My experience at Mantic Open Night was I was sitting right next to Bryan, and the entire time I was making the snide comments while Ronnie was talking, and making Xtreme laugh. So I knew he was cool then. Yeah, I knew that he like me knew bullshit when he saw it.
Were you trying really hard? Like, were you like on that night?
I would say I was at about 80%.
Okay. Like, I mean, were you thinking this might be a possible pal? So
yeah.
I better turn on the Biranisms?
Like I was at an interview. It wasn't with my direct manager, but it was with maybe an HR person. So I didn't have to really bring it on.
Okay. And so we're playing a mech zone game around the horn. Everyone's doing stuff. It's kind of just chaos at that point. Mm-hmm. Too many people in there. You and Xtreme, I think you won an award, and did he win something too that night? Or
no? Jose won.
Jose won. Okay.
It was Jose and I in the final. It was just us two left, and we were getting sick. It was like, all right, you're just gonna roll off and see who won.
Yeah. I was like, if there was COVID, I had COVID-16 back then.
Yeah. And you weren't playing. You weren't living the clean Adepticon life then either.
No, I drank a lot that weekend. That's a great point. And hey, fun fact! I brought this over here because it is Xtreme Appreciation. This is filled with very hard to find Death Path coins. This is Xtreme ordered me this. Oh, there's a little reflection there. Zlurpcast main guy, and he got the other guy. And when he ordered them, he didn't know how big they would be. Like you could fit 2 full cans of Guinness in this mug.
Like the big cans that have the little device in them?
Yeah, exactly. And so we thought it was normal size. So we filled them up like, yeah, we got these. We're drinking them. Arm is killing me at the end of the night because it's heavy as fuck, as it is right now with these rare coins. And we got those it might have been the same Adepticon because that might have been the same one where I played Dave Witek and showed him Kings of War. And I introduced him to Coach.
Oh, no.
And Dave Witek was doing a G-dub voice the whole time, and Coach didn't know if that was his real voice. He's like, yeah. He's like, who's this fucking guy? Like,
does he want to wrestle me?
Right. It was kind of like an Andy Kaufman-esque kind of moment where no one knows what's real and what's not. I love that. It might have been the same Adepticon, because that was probably, was that the same Adepticon where we were all in on everything Mantic, playing tournaments and everything? Or was that
was that the first Schaumburg Adepticon, I think?
Yeah, because that was the one where the Kings of War tournament was Thursday night, and they had the 2.5-hour dinner break.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
That was, yeah, no one understands that at all. And those games taken, we're going to have a Kings of War episode coming soon. Those games, I mean, two people that know what they're doing, you could play in an hour.
A game or a half hour if it goes really badly for one side.
So
you roll the orders just right.
Biran, how soon after meeting Xtreme and myself did you realize I need to absorb myself into the Zlurpcast culture and learn more about the wonder that is Xtreme?
Well, I started listening to the Zlurpcasts when we started playing Dreadball.
Okay.
And for some reason, Xtreme really reminded me of Gary Meyer from Stephen Gary fame. Yeah. And I was always more of a Gary Meyer guy. They
were the scumbag, wormy idiots.
Yeah.
For longtime Chicago radio listeners.
Yes. Steve Dahl, known for Disco Destruction at Comiskey Park.
Disco Demolition.
Yes.
Yeah.
But Gary Meyer, when they had their big breakup, which was a great few days of radio, the dead air that happened when they were feuding, it was great.
Wasn't it Gary went on a honeymoon and Steve said shit about his wife?
Yes.
Right? Okay.
Yes. That's exactly what happened.
Okay.
And his wife went on to ruin Gary Meyer's career for the rest of his lifetime.
Yeah, he's popped up. I mean, he's had like WGN shows and stuff, but
he's not a main guy.
He's not. He's a great other guy.
Yeah.
Xtreme is, he's wanted to do some things in the past, like Tea Time with Xtreme and these other like forays into solo, content creation. It's never really panned out because he's kind of the yin to my yang, which I appreciate that.
Well, to do solo stuff, even in like a solo podcast format, you'd have to really kind of plan and script it out.
Yeah. And I don't like those kind of podcasts where you can tell someone's reading. They have pre-prepared notes. It should be bullet points for anything, whether that's YouTube, podcast, bullet points, and then just talk, because everyone's going to know if you're reading. And he would need someone to bounce things off of as well. So I think
he's also the eye candy, obviously.
Yeah, well, obviously.
Yeah, maybe not as much anymore because he hasn't been doing those mud things, mud wrestling, mud running.
Yeah, it's both.
Spartan spear throwing.
You run for a while, then you wrestle for a while, then you run at the end.
Okay. So he probably doesn't look quite as good with his shirt off anymore.
Yeah, I'd be sure.
But still better than all of us.
Oh, yeah.
And he'll appreciate you saying that, too.
Yeah.
I think he's going to watch this.
In our group, he's a 10. In normal situations, he's probably a 6.
Yeah. Yeah, because, in our group, he gets by on looks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He doesn't need to try very
hard. Right.
But in normal settings, he's the guy at work that doesn't want to hear your bullshit. He's not really, friendly, likable kind of guy with random people. With us, it's different. We've cracked the code, so to speak.
I also like Bryan because I'm sure he passes judgment, but you never know about it. He keeps it to himself.
No. Yeah, he does keep it to himself. He's thinking stuff.
Yeah. But I know when I say things he doesn't approve of, I know he doesn't approve of them.
Is this a roast or like a salad? What is this exactly? Like, are we?
Yeah, it's like yeah, I would say so. Is it the Shriners Club? No, that's the.
But it's also like you're kind of talking like he's not around anymore.
Like he's dead or something. Yeah, he could be. We don't know.
Yeah.
In these trying times.
Well, if you think about it, we're doing this. We're all live right now with each other. So the only people in this world we can guarantee are not dead are the two people we're talking to. If you really think, I don't want to get all scientific, Mike. But
Vanessa brought me my food, so she's alive.
She was.
Right. She could be dead now. Yeah.
Yeah.
We know she's not. But there's only, it's almost like the human, Schrodinger's cat.
Yeah.
We don't know. I don't want to know. Xtreme, I think he's around. I hope he's around for at least 6
It's more likely he's alive than dead.
Yeah. If I was a betting man, I would bet on him being alive at this exact.
It would depend on the odds, though.
Sure.
If you were giving me 200 to 1 that he's dead, I'd probably take that bet.
I'll give you 1,000 to 1, probably.
All right.
Still take it?
Yeah, not a lot though.
I'm not looking to like buy a house off of his departure. You know?
Yeah.
So at that point, what was kind of your history with Xtreme? Because we only started this a mere 7 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
You never worked with him before. It was more kind of, and you didn't see him a lot because.
No, aside from Adepticons, between when I first met him to today, I would only see him at either Adepticons or at conventions he hosted or at tournaments he went to that I went to adjacently just to hang out.
Okay.
Or to play that stupid wrestling game.
Yeah, we did go there to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Like that was the purpose of going there that day.
Yeah.
And
we did have a Facebook chat that's approximately 500 million lines long.
Just the two of you?
No, it was us three. When you left the group,
yeah,
Mike, and Bryan stayed in it, and we became the award-winning painters group.
Was Todd still in it?
No.
No.
Todd left almost immediately after you did, which raised suspicions.
Yes.
Because of me?
I don't know. I think so. I think without you, he wasn't interested anymore.
That's really weird because I know Todd likes me, but I think he likes Mike way more than me.
But
he likes Bryan and I because we spend money at a store. So
yeah,
that's true. He sees you as
well. I remember when his daughter said that you were famous because you were on the radio, so maybe that's why he liked you.
Yeah, he liked having a famous friend.
Yeah,
and it's like I'm not. This is like
comparatively famous. Although I would wager more people know Mike than you on the planet, because everyone that's ever played a tabletop war game knows Mike.
I would say you could be right.
Well, I also have a lot of students too, so
yeah.
Oh, there's that. Yeah, Mike. Like, I mean, I could save this for the Mike appreciation episode, but I'll give you a little teaser now. I sold some wave serpents to a guy in the Streets of Woodfield parking lots, and he goes, "Hey, say hi to Mike Muller for me." Like, what the fuck are you talking about? It was one of his old students, Phil. Phil. He went by on the Adeptus Windy City forums. He's like, "Say hi to your mother for me." He was like, "Say hi to Mike Muller for me." Like, okay.
I do have the rare honor of actually having played Xtreme in a game of 40K.
Okay, so let's list the games you've played with Xtreme. One 40K game.
One 40K game.
Where was that at?
That was at Adepticon on the Tempra-coated tables.
Oh, that was the 2-on-2 game, right?
Yeah.
You and Ryan.
Versus you and Xtreme.
And we had Orcs and you had...
We had Admac and Gene Stealers?
Oh, an unlikely pair.
Yeah. Come the apocalypse.
Yeah, we were doing open, not open war. What do they call it?
Yeah, we were doing the older kill team that played just like smaller 40K.
Yeah, old. Yeah, come the apocalypse, where we're all friends.
Yep.
Okay, so you play 40K. Did you play him in Blood Bowl ever?
No.
Wow. Okay. Well, I guess I shouldn't wow that.
Because
you go to Blood Bowl.
I would have if he was local. Yes, I would have because I did that one league.
But you went to Blood Bowl tournaments to watch, not to play. So
right. I watched him play at Chaos Cup and Super Bowl, but did not play.
Yeah. Okay.
Obviously XCW.
Yeah, Super Show. Okay.
I played him in Dreadball.
Where was that tournament?
Yeah, at XCon.
Oh yeah, at his house.
Yeah.
So Xtreme, another cool thing that he's done is he's attempted to. Blood Bowl was the one that's always, for several years, Zlurpcast Bowl, but he's attempted to have kind of ongoing fun events. And then something usually happens and he gets mad later on that why did I even do this? It's more trouble than it's worth. And we're like, yeah, we know, but thanks for doing it anyway. XCon was probably one of those where I'm guessing, was that all cool people or was that like, did a couple of bad apples spoil?
I think there might have been a couple of bad apples.
I think there was. Because I think that might have been why there wasn't an XCon 2.
And I think I did well in the Dreadball tournament because one of the bad apples had to leave due to family issues. And the game was really close and he had to forfeit. So I got one of my wins bullshit.
Did you cause the family issues to get the win?
Yes, I did.
Figured as much. So you played
in Dead Zone. So Dreadball, Dead Zone, Kings of War. The three good Mantic games.
Was Dead Zone at XCon as well?
Yes, it was. Kings of War was at Adepticon.
Yeah.
So was XCon all like a Mantic Day? I don't remember.
It was. We played the crazy unending zombie game that you came up with. We did Dreadball.
Red Zone, yeah.
We play King of Tokyo.
Okay.
And I think Zombie Mall Bandits, maybe?
Okay.
That was an Iron Man, too, for us.
There and back same day?
Yeah.
I don't remember. Did I go with you or did I go separately?
I think we all went with me, didn't we? Because one trip we took my wife's Ford Escape, and one trip we took the pickup truck.
I only remember the one
was the one with the Super Show because I drove home that time.
Yeah.
That's the only one I remember because you guys were in the rest stop for like 20 minutes together.
That's when we went into one of those bathrooms that was unisex, but it had a urinal and a toilet, but it was still only meant for one person, but Mike and I shared it.
Yeah.
That was at U-Boat Subs? Or
did you think unisex meant as many people? Like, what do you think that means? It doesn't mean more than one person.
Right, but it was like one of those things where I went in first and went right to the urinal, and Mike went in and saw that it was one of those setups, right? But he was already, his momentum was taking him in, and he just kind of went, eh. So he peed in the toilet, and I peed in the urinal.
Nothing wrong with that.
No.
Kind of like in a porta potty, you got the two places to piss.
Right.
You know.
And you're not going to waste time because you pretty much hold your breath the whole time you're in a porta potty.
It's bad. How about how hot they are?
Yeah.
Now I got like shit steam. It's so bad.
It's the worst.
Sometimes
How
I'm
did
like,
we go to XCon? Did we not all drive together?
Was Katie there? Katie wasn't there.
Was
she wouldn't be there.
Xtreme, if you're watching this, could you find all the results from XCon so we can help us recall what happened?
Xtreme, put it in the comments below.
Yeah, we need some engagements, please. I don't remember at all. I remember getting the little X awards, the wood.
Yep,
X.
I still have mine. Yep.
That I remember the zombie game for Dead Zone.
Yeah.
I don't remember Kings of War there.
No, we didn't play Kings of War.
Oh, okay.
Kings of War was at Adepticon. That was the team tournament that you were Brian's partner and Mike was mine.
Right. Okay. Was this one of the? Remember how we did a series of Zlurp Core tournaments for Dreadball? Was this one of those? We did a Dreadball.
I think so. It was the one where Brian premiered his Z's on the custom team board that was a banana.
Yeah, Z's, nuts, and nanas.
Yeah.
Because he gave up trying to win with Forge Fathers, and I'm like, Xtreme. I went 500 with them. Clearly, they're awesome. No, I got lucky to get 500.
Yeah.
That's how bad they were. Then he
picked the worst team.
Right. He said, I'm going to pull a Valdric on this one and play the equivalent of halflings and say, what are you going to do?
Mm-hmm.
And he did. So you played Dreadball, Dead Zone, Super Show, Kings of War. Are those, and then a couple of board games on the side.
Yep.
The side games, right?
XCW, obviously.
Yeah. Okay.
My last game of XCW against Xtreme's El Blanco Diablo, I won.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
I remember that. Yeah.
Was it for a belt?
No.
Oh.
It was a bullshit side game.
He tries harder when the title's on the line.
Yeah.
He wouldn't have won.
Well, that's why I switched to the one guy who has the only one kick out move because it was my only chance I thought of beating him, just getting that lucky finisher.
Yeah, Rising Sun.
Rising Sun, that submission finisher is awesome.
Yeah, because he had that was Blanco with all of his stops where it's just constantly stopping.
Like I don't follow the meta of sorts with that. There's too many cards now, and it's grown huge. But how do you still like that? Still seems like the best. You get one roll, like you're cutting the chances of kicking out, by so much. Like how do you? It seems like the best anyway.
Yep.
I digest. Anything else you want to add about your interactions with Bryan Xtreme Mitchell?
I want to say the second, or was it the third? Probably the second Adepticon that I was with him at. That's the infamous one where he was going to do a demo of Knuckle Dusters, I think. And he goes, "Hey, do you want to do this demo with me?" And I said, "No," and just walked away.
Yeah.
And he knew for a fact that I had absolutely nothing going on because that was I didn't sign up for anything at Adepticon that year.
Now, you didn't even give him the courtesy of what does it pay?
No.
You just basically said, fuck off. I mean, right? And essentially.
And he thought it was because I didn't like Wild West games, but that was the Depticon where we all bought whatchamacallit, Wild West Exodus.
Wild West Exodus. Yeah. We all bought the starter set. Yeah. Yeah. What went through your head at that moment? Like, were you just, I'm going to be an asshole to this guy I just met?
Well, no, it was the second year I knew him.
Oh,
it wasn't the first one, no.
So yeah, 1 full year of knowing, dare I say, expecting you to behave this way.
I mean, I knew I could get away with it, and I knew it would be kind of funny.
Yeah.
Just to say no.
Are you the type to do funny things without an audience like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
It actually it merited a mention on Zlurpcast 2.0.
Yeah. And then 3.0 a couple times. This is probably not the first time we brought it up.
Yep.
All right.
And I think most of my interactions with him have been with him and us four, or just me, Mike, and him on Facebook. We kept that chat going the whole time. It never stopped.
Was it still going when I started this one up again?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's still active too?
No.
Yeah.
It's still there.
Same chat.
Yeah. It's the same chat. We just renamed it.
Yeah.
Oh, so you brought me back into it.
Yeah. It went from Nard Dogs to award-winning painters to Zlurpcast TV.
Okay. I was wondering if there was another one going on.
I always assume there's one like you and Bryan, like, I can't believe that fucking Biran is such an asshole and loves Trump.
Not really, because we'll say that to you. And we have.
Yeah, I can't think of anything he wouldn't say to my face that I would.
I'm trying to think if there's anything I wouldn't say to you. Probably not.
No.
You're a big boy. You can take most everything. Yeah.
Whatever negative you think of me, I think of me far worse.
Yeah. That reminds me.
And I've also been a customer of X Painting.
You have been.
Yes, I've gotten a couple commissions, and they got to the point where I had to make sure it was something he wanted to paint. Like he wouldn't. Yeah, I could just send him anything.
Yeah, I wanted him to do a lot more stuff, but I just don't think he's into it anymore. And now I believe we saw like the last episode of a sitcom where you turn the lights off.
Mm-hmm.
And, what a strange trip it's been. And then you say something, and then that's kind of what he did with his X Painting studio.
I imagine it's like the end of MASH where you're on the helicopter flying away, and then he writes goodbye and rocks.
Yeah.
If you remember.
Or the lights go off, and then there's a gunshot, and
dun, dun, dun.
Alive, is he dead?
Yeah. I was thinking more like the Newhart last episode where it was all a dream. Like he doesn't actually think we're his friends. It was all just a fucking dream. And it's like, why would you waste dreams on us?
Exactly.
Let's move over to Valdric. Mike, give me your earliest memory of Bryan Xtreme Mitchell.
It was at South Bend Slaughter in 2003. It was the first Blood Bowl tournament I ever went to. I met him there. I had no idea who he was. I had no idea who anyone there was. I have no idea how I heard about that tournament, but it was a Blood Bowl tournament in South Bend in 2003. I think Tom Anderson.
This is pre-NAF forums and everything?
Yeah, because I learned about Zlurpy Forum from. I have no idea how I heard about South Bend, and while I was there, he told me about the Zlurpy Forum, and so I joined it, and then went to Zlurpy Bowl that year. That was Zlurpy 2, and it went from there. Yeah, which I won, and I peaked early. That was
like it's kind of like when you win Chaos Cup when only 16 people showed up, like Tom.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, Chaos Cup, like nobody was there.
Major champion right here.
Yeah. Well, Mike was for a long time, Zlurpy Bowl was the largest non-GW tournament in North America.
Yeah.
I don't know if it still has the record. Probably not. But
for a long
time, it did though. So around that same time, I remember hearing about the Zlurpy forums, not really knowing Bryan either, because I don't know how I was relayed this info, but it was almost like that's the spot for Americans to talk about Blood Bowl.
Yeah.
I don't know why that became what it was, but that was the Talk Blood Bowl was for Europeans. The Zlurpy Bowl was where Americans talk about Blood Bowl. And that's kind of where I started talking to him there as well.
Does that include Canadians?
At that time, there was a few that somehow got in. They used like a username.
They used a VPN to make it look like they were coming from the United States.
Yeah, it looked like an American kind of username, and it was just like, oh, they got us again. They snuck in. around that time, Mike, so you met Bryan. Was he running that tournament?
No, Tom Anders was running South Bend, so. But because Jenny was there, and that was when Luther, remember Luther was super underpriced, and so all the undead players had Luther, and
yeah, Luther was Count Luther, the star player, was maybe like the cost of 2 blitzers or something.
Yeah, it was ridiculously cheap.
You can give him the ball, and no one could ever take him down.
Exactly, because I was actually in the finals in that tournament. The guy that won it, who beat me, showed up an hour late to that last game, drunk off his ass. Total hillbilly, just drunk off his ass. But I couldn't touch Luther, so, it just, But.
That's wrong. That's crazy you remember, like, that what happened in that game. It must have really affected you.
Again, it was my first tournament, so, I was just kind of decided, I'm just going to start doing this. I'm going to start going to these tournaments, and...
Did you befriend Xtreme at that event? Like, hey, let's be friends. I don't know what the opening line was with that, but what was the...
we were just talking, and so I went to Zlurpee Bowl that year, but he was running it.
You were playing leagues at the same time, though, right, Mike?
Yeah. I was in the league that Dean was running at the bunker. This was 03.
We had a crumble league for early on around that same.
Yeah, it was a crumble league, yeah.
Okay.
And it's probably where I met you too, so yeah.
Probably through Blood Bowl. I think now how soon after was it became the norm for you to go to Blood Bowl? Immediately, right afterwards? You're like,
yeah, because that was I had a lot of free time, and I'm like, I might as well just start doing this, and it was fun, so I just kept doing it after that. So
okay,
yeah. And according to the NAF site, Xtreme and I have played 23 games at tournaments.
Yeah,
I've won 7.
Let's guess.
9, 7. So
I didn't hear him, so I'm going to guess it. I think 21 games.
23
games. I think Xtreme is got 8 wins. You've got 8 wins. And there are 7 ties. Wait, is my math off?
No, the math's right. I got 7, he's got 9, and then 7 ties.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
So that was long before you were going to those street ball tournaments, right?
The street ball didn't start till...
Because that's when you really got to know Bryan well, because I was going to 5 tournaments a year. You were going once a month because there was like a series of street ball tournaments.
Oh yeah.
All the time.
That was 07, 08, and 09. So yeah. That was
Yeah, I didn't go to. So let's see. Zlurpee Bowl 2 was 07 then.
Zlurpee Bowl 2. No, that was. Oh crap! I'm looking at just us playing. That must have been 03 then, wasn't it?
No, there's no way.
Let's see here.
Because Chaos Cup started in 03. I thought that was a few years ahead.
Maybe it was 04 then.
So maybe you went 04, 05, that time period. A couple years later, started.
Yeah, it must have been 05. Yeah, it must have been 05, not 03.
And then,
it was 05. It was 05, yeah.
Once you met Katie, then you started going to a bunch of tournaments.
Yeah, right? Yeah. Zlurpee Bowl 2 was 06, yeah.
Would you say that without Bryan Xtreme Mitchell, you wouldn't have met Katie, or would you still have met her?
Probably still would have met her just because of I met her through the league, so through Crumble. So.
But didn't going to tournaments? Isn't that what, or was that you guys were already dating when you started going to tournaments?
Well, she had gone to Chaos Cup because it was local before we were dating. Because that whole time when you guys went to Hooters, and it was Mark was there too, and all of that.
Oh, yeah.
So.
Okay.
But,
were you just waiting for an opening or what?
No.
Okay. Were you like, I'm going to see this Blood Bowl bullshit through because I like this girl?
No. It was. We started talking, and she was still dating Mark, and I was like, all right, let's let's pull back here a little bit. And,
let's pull out. I mean,
yeah.
back.
Yeah.
Mike
And
said,
then it was that,
I've been the other guy before. I don't want to
Yeah.
be it again.
and then it was that championship at Dean's house.
Yeah.
It was
That's
you
when
and
you
Nick Anderson.
Yeah. Did you guys consummate in the bathroom on that one or no?
No. That was when she put the chair with my foot. So
That's right. Yeah. You guys are playing categories or some shit, right?
it was taboo.
Oh, it's taboo.
And we were having a lot more fun than you were. Let me tell you that.
Yeah, that was a fucking 4-hour game.
Mhm.
At least I won. That was the only league I ever won, so I'll take it. So not too long after going to that tournament, you went to Zlurpee Bowl, and then that became sort of, because going to tournaments was how you saw Xtreme, right?
Oh yeah. And again, we talked online and through the forums and all of that, but it was mostly just through Blood Bowl tournaments. So
Okay.
and then Dread Ball and things like that. And,
Yeah, once we
Yeah.
went down that path, if you will.
yeah,
That
then we
warped
started doing a Gen Con and all. We'd see him.
Oh yeah, because you were always going to Gen Con, correct?
Yeah. We
You went to Gen Con every year, so you'd always see him there, no matter what, right?
Yeah. I've been to every indie Gen Con that there's ever been. So, and then the other ones, but so I'd definitely see him there. Because I remember even when Tom was running those tournaments at Gen Con, yeah.
That's where I met Tom Rummery for the first time. And it's like, I don't even know this guy, and he's like being a fucking dick to me. Like, I don't know you. Now, I later knew him, and that's how he acts to people, but it was just like, what the fuck's this guy's problem?
When we
Like,
went
come on, you pussy. You got dark elves. Supposed to follow me. Come on, pussy. Like, I don't know who the fuck I even am. Like,
I just remember the four of us. It was Tom Rummery, me, Jenny, and Bryan. We went to Pennsylvania to go to one of the Mafia tournaments. And I remember talking to Tom, and I didn't know him. I didn't like him. But everything we talked to about, we had all these shared interests. And I'm like, holy fuck, Tom and I are basically the same person.
But you're not an asshole.
Well, or am I? But that's what I was like, oh, maybe he's not so. And then once you get used to him, he's fine. But,
Yeah, you just met your evil twin.
Yeah.
That's kind of what it was.
Now, when you first met Bryan, was he on the Soul Patch?
I don't remember. Alex, I think, was a baby.
He's still a baby.
I remember Jenny holding Alex like a child. And
like feeding him?
No, not the tournament, but yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, I remember trying to think like my earliest memory of seeing Alex, probably like 5. Like, I don't think he was a baby when I met him.
Yeah.
Because I don't think I went to, if I was seeing Xtreme at tournaments, it wasn't like a family thing. It was more of he traveled somewhere,
Yeah.
like Chaos Cup or something.
Okay. But I think I've been to his house more than any other person's house that isn't a relative of mine.
Even Saul?
Oh, yeah, more than Saul, yeah. Yeah, because again, all those tournaments and all the things at his house and all of that. So I would probably say that he and Jenny are Katie and I's only real like couple thing that we've done a lot of stuff as couples, and
he parties,
we don't have any
like the parties where you put your keys in a bowl.
Exactly. Yes. Yeah. Oh, I got Bryan's key again. All right.
I know that.
I win.
Whichever one you get, you get.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, looking back at those Blood Bowl tournaments, I mentioned in our regrets episode, am I over here? I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, I made it. Top row. Finally, had to get rid of a guy to do it, but whatever.
Yeah. You had to kill someone.
Yeah. I mean, it's the only way to make some of those feasible to go to. If you're going like a one-day tournament and a friend can let you stay at their house, I mean, otherwise, a lot of times it's just kind of is this even worth it? A hotel and the whole thing. So staying over at his house made it worth it.
Oh, for sure, yeah. Or you don't want to drive there and drive back because that's 7 hours just driving and it's rough.
But we've done it.
Oh yeah, we've done it. I've done a lot.
Yeah, what's weird is I'm more apt to Iron Man it now than back then. I don't know, like I just something about like you're sleeping in your own bed and that kind of thing. Just I have a hard time sleeping anywhere on the road, like any kind of trip. I have a hard time, unless it's like a vacation and it's like the third day in, not the first day, but like the third day in. But like
I'm the same. A strange bed, a hotel bed, I can't. It takes a little while to use.
And like noises and just different. I don't know what it is. Staying in his house made it a lot easier. We didn't do a lot of sleeping, that's for sure. You know,
it's a nice outfit, Brian. It looked great crumpled on my floor in the morning.
Right. I'll go with my earliest memory of Xtreme. Probably Chaos Cup 04. Because that was my first Chaos Cup. I did not go to the first one, which was 03, which was at Games Day.
Games Day, yeah.
I went to the first Chaos Cup right when the bunker opened.
Yeah.
In 2004. And I remember seeing a guy with, this is 4 years after the XFL has failed. And I'm like, what other nerd on the planet has an XFL jersey besides I do? I'm like, there's one. And it said 1 Xtreme or Xtreme 1, because the LA team was the LA Xtreme. And so I might have said like, hey, what's up? We didn't play. We barely spoke at all. I did probably mention that his ogres looked really cool. He painted ogres up, and those were really cool. But I was a little intimidated because I knew he was like, again, at the time, we didn't know that was the early stages of tournaments, but my first NAF tournament probably, and I'm like, oh, this guy's he's already ranked. He's already like a big shot. It's kind of a big deal. So I was a bit in awe. I didn't have a jersey with my nickname on it, at least not at that time, much later, not at that time. So I don't think it might have been like the second Chaos Cup. And I'm trying to really pinpoint where I really talked to Xtreme, and maybe he can help. My memory sucks and that kind of stuff. I wish I knew the exact point. I do know this, that it wasn't until Zlurpee Bowl 3 that we actually become like really friendly. Because that was the one, Mike, if you remember, we went to Zlurpee Bowl. It was like 10 people in Phil's van. And that was just like, we had our whole team and everybody. And it was, that's when I started talking to him about, would it be cool to, this was still pre-podcast. This is several years before podcast. This was at the time still talking about events. Oh, I know, because in 06, I lived in Michigan and I went to Adepticon, had to travel for it. And I started talking to him there as well, too, because we played Blood Bowl. No, there was no Blood Bowl there. Yeah, really foggy. Maybe Xtreme one day could tell me how we met, because I don't remember.
Did he roofie you or something?
Probably. He might have roofered me. That's a joke for the old Blood Bowl players. Former coach. And, but it wasn't until Zlurpee Bowl 3 that we really started talking. And then I became active on his forum. Started talking more and more, because it was me, him, Mike. Phil was talking a lot. We had Joe from St. Louis. We had Bryan Lean here from Michigan.
Yeah.
We were all like talking a lot. It was like, like what Facebook is today, where you nonstop are connected at all times. We were like that with the Zlurpee forums at that time. I don't know how we had jobs that let us do that, because there was no smartphones back then. We were always posting shit though. And as time went on, you go to Zlurpee Bowl every year, you go to Chaos Cup every year, you go to John Con. There were certain tournaments, and at a certain point, you just have your tournament friends. And that's, what he was until we started Zlurpcast. Then it became a real friend of, we got a lot in common. We liked a lot of the same stuff. And at that point, it just kind of went from there. Zlurpcast, his idea, because it's Zlurpee Bowl, that brought us together. Soon after, he gives me this award. Jonny, thank you for your, I can't read upside down, dedication to Zlurpcast. It broke here, and I glued it back together, just like the lamp in the Brady Bunch. No one will ever know. And since then, we've always done Zlurpcast-based projects, from podcast year 1, podcast year 2, Death Path, and now Zlurpcast TV year 3. And so, it's nice to know he's been around in my life, for at least 15 years.
You will be missed.
He'll be missed. I met Mike around the same time, though, but it was through Blood Bowl leagues first, I think. Because Mike, you were part of the war realm Civil War.
I was at the very end of it, and I didn't realize what was really going on.
Yeah, you were like, if this was Captain America Civil War, you didn't know what team you just fucking joined, and you don't even know why. You don't know if your beliefs aligned with a side.
I was just playing Mordheim. That's all I was doing.
Guess what? That's enough for me. You're not on my fucking team.
Apparently, yeah.
We did the other stuff. What are some favorite extreme moments over the years that we've had? And don't all go at once.
I've had several memorable Blood Bowl games. One of them was at, I don't remember which Gen Con it was. We both were playing Wood Elves, and you would expect a Wood Elf on Wood Elf game to be, 5-4, something like that. The game was 1-0.
Wow, grind.
It was there. We both basically had the same roster independently. We're like, let's try War Dancers with strip ball. And so every turn the ball was loose. It was insane. And again, it was stressful because we really had to think and play defense constantly. But,
were you guys blocking a lot in that game too?
Well, you have to block to hit the strip ball. So
I mean, in general, was it like a lot of linemen fighting?
Because normally it was mostly the War Dancers. It was all War Dancers, and because no one had sure hands, so and the War Dancers could go wherever they wanted. So
War Dancers strip ball are pretty awesome.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you guys, I mean, had a lot of Blood Bowl memories. Also, like I said, during that Street Bowl time, a lot of events took place. How were you running, like 2 a month at that point, or 1 a month?
It was at least 1 a month, because usually ended up being about 12 or 13 a year. So yeah, and he and I would trade off who was running what and all of that. So
I only went to a couple. Though I remember one of them going to in northern Indiana. Was that like?
Yeah, that was the one that.
At a library, I think, like a library.
Yeah, because Lycanthrope. What's his real name?
Is that Robert?
Robert Wheeler. That was it. Yeah, he ran that one, and
I remember driving to that one because I didn't want to tell you. I wanted to surprise you guys, and I drove myself. I was like, like super tired. Whatever. I came out. I'll never forget. Right, I'm outside. This was in. Forgot the name of the town, but it was very. I learned it was very Amish.
Yeah.
And I'm about to pull right. I'm like, there's the library. Finally, I'm out there. There's a horse and buggy, and the horse starts going crazy. He's jerking back and forth, and I saw oh my, what the fuck? No smartphones, unfortunately. It would have been, Warn Star. It would have been a great clip there, but I just was like, what the fuck is going on? Let me just get to something normal like Blood Bowl at the library. Something, I could bond with my fellow Blood Bowlers. It was good because you guys played a lot, and I didn't know a lot of the rules of that game then. Learned them much later on. And then obviously all of those Zlurpee Bowls, you went to every one, right, Mike? Every Zlurpee Bowl?
Not Zlurpee 1, but it was Zlurpee 2 on, yeah.
Didn't Jenny win Zlurpee 1?
Yes, Jenny won Zlurpee 1 with Luther.
Why do I know that?
So Jenny won the first one. Mike won the second one. I'm going to guess Saul or Vanderby or Frank won the third one.
No, I think that was Jay Carr.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because that was the one. Zlurpee 3 was the one that the Mafia guys came over. Yeah. I could look it up, but I don't remember.
Yeah, that's all right. It doesn't matter. That doesn't pertain to the glory of Xtreme.
That's when the horrible, for round 1, all the past Zlurpee winners have to play each other.
We weed them out at the beginning. I like that.
That's good. God.
I got to see.
That also had one of the best Blood Bowl games I've ever played because I was playing Halflings and I had to play Frank, who maybe did win. I don't remember. But and he had Chaos Dwarves, and that was the infamous I beat Frank's Chaos Dwarves with Halflings.
Was that his Underpants Gnomes?
Yes, that was the Underpants Gnomes. And where he had to get up and walk away for 5 minutes because I did some of my mic bullshit. And everyone's like, what the fuck? Including me.
The giant killer. I got to see it way down on the other end where I was playing.
Yeah. That was the only game. I probably cost him the Zlurpee Bowl because that was the only game he lost. And I'm like, because I shook his hand at the very beginning. I congratulated him on his victory before he started, and then it just like I'm like, all right, I'm gonna play this one real. And
meanwhile, that's kind of a dick move on your part, though, looking back.
It is, but I had no way of knowing that I was even going to come close, much less.
Congrats on your victory before you play, and then you win.
Yeah,
that's something Biran would do. No offense.
Yeah.
No offense.
But then I would lose the game anyway.
Yeah.
You might.
Upset my plans.
I'm trying to think of some of my favorite Xtreme memories. I like to think that I really enjoyed when he would assert himself on Zlurpcast, like a very early episode of the first season. Everyone was mad at Games Workshop. They called him Grandma Wendy for a long time.
Oh, yeah.
Way of, I don't know if that was to get around saying their name or something. I don't know. But in Xtreme had this whole rant prepared. I think he even like scripted it out. Like, I'm just
I remember that. Yeah, the letter.
I remember taking that and putting some like angry Rage Against the Machine music behind it. And it was just him so mad at the company for like not giving a fuck about the game, but still keeping their name attached to it so nobody else could have it. And I really liked that fire in him that I rarely saw come out again.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think today he would have the same level of fervor, if you will, about the game of Blood Bowl and that what it meant to him. Like even now when we talk about the new rules, it's kind of like, oh, yeah, I'd prefer this to not be that instead of this, but meanwhile back then it was like, you motherfuckers. He had a whole like it was intense. And I really like that. I like the fire, the extreme fire moments.
When I first met Xtreme, I thought this is the kind of guy that if he were to climb a clock tower with a high-powered rifle and execute hundreds of people, and they interview me as someone who knew him and ask, did you ever expect something like this? I'd probably go, yeah, I could see it.
Even though you're supposed to say no always.
Right, but I'd be like, no, the signs were there.
You're like, is this off the record?
Yeah.
You're like, of course. Yeah.
Oh, I knew he was going to do it.
So
it's always the quiet ones.
Yeah. Like I said, I really enjoy also when Xtreme would run things. I think he did a great job. Like almost, he's a better side gamer, kind of like as the other guy, main guy, other guy. When he runs side games, he makes them more fun than when he runs the main game. Like when he runs the Friday night games at his house before his Zlurpee Bowl, and we're playing, a goofy board game, a card game, or whatever, party games. He makes them fun, and he gets into it, becomes like a full-on game show host. And it's hard to top that the next day when he's on stage. I mean, Biran, you have to understand, when we went to these Zlurpee Bowls, Xtreme was literally on a stage. We would play at a school in a cafeteria. He's on an actual stage.
With like that the principal would address all the students.
Yeah.
Attention teachers and parents. He does that. He would give awards. He would, do different challenges. We challenged him to chug a 44-ounce Slurpee because he said he couldn't get brain freezes. He said, I don't get brain freezes. I said, bullshit. We're going to test it. So on that same stage, we made him chug a 44-ounce, like a super big gulp size of Slurpee. He drank it all and was like Mike, Zlurpee drop, mic drop.
Yeah. Do you think it's because he's maybe not human?
It might be like the Hawaiian blood, maybe.
Yeah.
It might be something. I don't know.
Like maybe The Rock doesn't get him either.
I think, The Rock, Xtreme, all these like one name characters.
Yeah. Well, they're the same. I get them mixed up sometimes.
Punch from Chips, I believe, has a little bit in him as well.
Yeah. The character, not the actor.
Yeah. Right. The actor has two names, so I don't acknowledge that.
Yeah.
Punch. So I really like those moments where he really he proved people wrong. Also fun moments where after Chaos Cup, we go to Hooters and you get to see the real Xtreme come out when he gets just fucking wasted. And you don't get to see that normally. He's not, not many times. I could think of only one other time at an event that I saw him more drunk, and that was, Mike, you remember this, at the garage tournament, the Naptown Invitational Tournament?
Yeah.
This was, Biran, you'd appreciate this. So for years, the three of us, Mike, Xtreme, and me, we run tournaments that are open. You have to have them open to the public because that's how you get the NAF approval.
Mm-hmm.
We cared about it then. We don't care about it now. Whatever. But that's how you get the approval. It's got to be open. You can't just say, I only want my friends.
Right.
Xtreme said, I'm going to run one with just my friends. And he only invited a select few people. I was thankful to be on the list, as was Mike. And we didn't care. It was kind of like, you know what, fuck it. And Xtreme got so fucking drunk that time that I remember telling him things that happened they still doesn't remember.
Did he poop his pants?
Was that?
Did he poop his pants? Like that drunk?
No, he didn't poop his pants, but he just wasn't there at all because he was giving away awards. I won the Screw You John Award.
Was he just making them up as he went?
Yeah, it's a little bit of everything. We had like the game sheets. We like trashed them all. We put like blood and beer rings and shit. And we had those. We drew pictures on stuff. He was just on another planet, and I thought that was pretty awesome because I got to see the real Xtreme come out. And he's not an angry drunk. He's a very happy drunk. So he's kind of a fun-loving guy. He gets loud. Yeah. He's normally a little reserved. He gets loud when he's drinking. So I thought that was great. I was disappointed years later to see he's going to get in shape and clean up his life. I was actually kind of disappointed. I think now he's drinking again, so we'll find out next time we talk to him.
Yeah, he has had a couple Millers on the
podcast. I think I saw something. For a while, he was taking some time off, but
I think that was the tournament. That was the first time Katie had ever seen me drink.
Oh yeah, because you didn't really drink a lot either, Mike.
No, I didn't drink for years. So yeah, and
now you do.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
You like Malorts, I heard.
I'll have some for the next Zlurpcast. So
God, it sounds like we're Malort. I don't know how it's actually made, but I gotta imagine there's a gas can involved.
And some
What's the one the Swedes bring you, Mike, that smells like cat piss?
What?
What's the one that the Swedes at Chaos?
Oh, the Salamaki, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that stuff is awesome.
It smells literally like cat pee.
Yeah.
They brought some what they called punch as well.
Yeah.
Not to be confused with punch.
Yeah.
Punch as well.
There's also that Strumgavar fish. They ever bring you that?
Yeah.
The rotten fish that bows out the can because of the
yeah, the can is swollen like that. Yeah.
Oh God. We've
it's
learned
literally rotten fish.
Yeah, I don't touch that because I don't eat fish, but yeah.
We learned a lot from our Swedish friends. I think that they taught us how to live, how to love, how to play Blood Bowl. They
Not how to bake.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
When I took them to Woodfield Mall and we saw the Build-A-Bear workshop, they started laughing. And I didn't know why. They told me in Sweden, slang to build a bear is to take a dump.
I'm going to use that from now on. Where are you going? I'm going to go build a bear.
I got to go build a bear. Build-A-Bear workshop.
I took Vanessa to build a bear for her 40th birthday.
Yeah, how was it?
It was awesome. The people there were incredibly uncomfortable with me building a bear.
Did you put a dick on it or something?
No, I made a pink bear with an Incredible Hulk costume and had a voice box put in it that sings the My Little Pony song.
Oh, that's nice. I expected much worse from you. I expected like a dildo to be sewn onto it.
If they had one,
yeah.
Or a fleshlight inside of one.
Something. Put one inside. Any other famous Xtreme memories?
That was it was at his house, the infamous Katie shit in the
kitchen, yes.
Yeah.
Fact check true. Katie shat in Xtreme.
She did. I don't care what she says.
Getting high and shitting on the floor go together.
They just do.
Were you high, Mike, or were you?
Oh God, no! I had no idea any of this was going on, and I was really looking forward to playing Killer Bunnies. And she's just freaking out and wants to leave, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah. Because she pooed the floor and didn't want to be caught.
I think it's cool that a lot of people, they might smoke pot and come up with these very astute things like what is CAT spelled dog or write a song. Mm-hmm. Some people think somebody shit on the floor.
Yeah.
And that happens.
The strangest memory of Xtreme that stuck in my mind, and I'll never forget and it's dumb. It was for XCon. He was ordering pizzas, and he had like a lot of people, the magnet on the fridge with all the pizza coupons.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Alex walked by and knocked it down, looked at it, and then just kept walking. And Bryan went off.
Like what the fuck are you doing kind of
Yeah.
thing?
And I was like, I'm seeing parenting happening.
Yeah. What did you think of that moment? Like, were you thinking, if this goes any further, I might have to intervene?
Oh, I wouldn't.
No, heavens no.
I was hoping it would go further.
No, I mean, if he started beating up Alex, started hitting him because of that, would you have intervened, or would you said, not my
that's
business?
good parenting.
I would treat it like I was a MMA fighter. Like when it's clear he's had enough and is no longer defending himself.
Yeah. Okay.
Then I would jump. I would put my body in like that, you know. Like
Oh, you mean you as like the ref, not like you put Xtreme in a chokehold. You wouldn't try to subdue Xtreme till the cops arrive.
No, I would like he won, and I would stop the fight. Like using my body to shield Alex because he was done and defeated.
Yeah.
Not to sort of, beat up on.
I probably just would have looked to see what coupons were there.
Yeah. See if there's anything good.
I mean, I don't
Oh
care.
shit! Cole's Cash.
Right, is it Pizza Hut, Domino's? No, I want the fucking local place with the fake Italian name.
Yeah.
Give me Alfredo's. Give me something. So yeah, it was good parenting right there. Like I said, I think the events at Xtreme's house are the best. I mean,
he made them feel special.
Yeah, he did. The fact that when he and I were playtesting
Go outside? Sorry.
He came up with a lot of the rules that are in the game that without him adding those, it would have been worse than it is. Or should I say not as good, if the other side of the coin. And he was able to add that into it. So I think that having him help me throughout the process was great. If only he would have said, okay, enough bullshit. Don't do any of that. Just do this. If only he went one step further.
One of the other things I also enjoyed about XCon was I played I thought I was the cock of the walk because I won the Dreadball tournament through nefarious means.
You're half right, but yeah.
I thought, oh, I actually won an event because you don't win that even if it's a small event. Most times you're not going to win. So I was feeling pretty good about myself. And then he started giving out awards to everybody, and I'm like, oh, it doesn't mean anything.
Yeah. One thing Mike and I learned at the Zlurpee Bowl tournaments, Xtreme, he won't give everybody an award at a large tournament, but he'll give half an award. So like if Tom Rummery ate a bunch of White Castle and was farting.
Gave the White Castle fart award?
Yeah.
Burger Buddy, yeah.
Burger Buddy award, right, yeah. So we did try to spread the wealth a bit.
Oh, yeah.
Something, by the way, and I don't know if that was your idea, Mike, or Xtreme's or somebody else's, but, at other game tournaments, if you win multiple things, you win multiple things.
Yeah.
Blood Bowl always seemed to be, if you win this, you can't win this.
Yeah. Right, you would win the highest prestige award you earned.
Or ask somebody
any lower ones.
Or which one do you want? Mike, was that your guys doing? Or, I don't remember that.
Wasn't mine. That was Bryan. Yeah, that was Xtreme. So yeah.
That was his idea.
He is a socialist through and through.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, then why do we have to pay for entry into the tournament then? Shouldn't have been covered for us?
No, that is spread out amongst everybody. You have to play what from each according to their ability, to each according to their need. Bryan needed that money to pay for the awards, so
he's sure that everybody tried their hardest.
No, that's the problem. That's the whole problem with that is unintended consequences. Is everyone gets lazy?
Right. Why should I be a doctor?
Right.
I'll hang out in the low tables.
Everyone says, "What does it pay?" Ultimately,
I'll play Mike on the fucking low tables. I don't give a shit.
Exactly.
Win the first every tournament. If you win your first game, you're guaranteed to have a more fun tournament.
Yeah, I can see that. But then there's pressure. If you lose your first game, you have no pressure.
Right. Exactly. That's why it's more fun.
No, you said win.
You said
win.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was like, I think he means lose.
Yes, yes. Comments below to correct me, please.
I think your heckler is probably going to get you for that one.
Yeah. Who? Yeah. I don't. It's like I see it, and it's like pixelated, like a Japanese porn's vagina.
He's gonna. One thing I like that Xtreme did, he did different things at his tournaments you know, you can go to Chaos Cup and play, you know, I got these matchups, I get these dice, I get this award or not, and I go home. Xtreme added rock, paper, scissors tournaments. He had side games the day before. He had a grudge match. Like, you pick your opponents. Like, Biran, we can listen, we're going to play in the last round, me and you, motherfucker. Mm-hmm. And unless we were in contention for the top table, we would.
Which is unlikely, but yeah.
Very unlikely, yeah. You get that person. So, and then also, you have those moments of kind of like the kid in class who doesn't get picked on the kickball team. There's always going to be people who don't have a grudge match. Xtreme played matchmaker. You know what? Hey, this is so-and-so. And he would like pair people up, and he would basically create friendships on the spot. I thought that was pretty great. That he cared that much.
He is a giving lover, for sure. He is.
Yeah.
He made everyone feel special, even though some of the people there he hated.
Yeah. He's a giving lover. Like, now that he's 40, he thinks he doesn't have to do as much.
Right.
But it's extreme. He will go to extremes for you, for your pleasure. Any other extreme deep thoughts we want to throw out there?
Xtreme got me into collecting action figures again, and has cost me thousands of dollars.
Would you say you've turned the tables on him, though, and you've made him buy more?
No. I think we made you buy some action figures, though.
I got a few, but then I cooled off.
Yeah, you said, whoa.
I cooled off. Crazy. They're all still in this ring over here, by the way. This is what a party this fucking was, by the way. There's fucking Hulk shirts on the turnbuckle. Like, tables broken. Yeah, what a strange trip that was for those guys. I'm gonna get some more though. I just don't know what yet. I don't know if I want any movie ones, but I bought the Black Widow movie one because she's hot and I like it. So.
And the Black Widow Hot Toys 12-inch I have has a squishy butt and boobs.
So yeah, you can have some fun with that, right?
Yes, you can.
So Xtreme bought some G.I. Joes, and then you weren't buying action figures all that time?
No, I buy them every now and then. Like, I bought the movie War Machine, Marvel Legends, decided they looked badass, but that was it for a long time. And then Bryan said, these new G.I. Joes look awesome. I'm like, hell yeah, they do. And then I started buying them, and then I'm like, then I'd go to get a G.I. Joe, and they didn't have him, and I go, ooh, a Marvel guy. That guy looks cool.
Well, did you get they had Roadblock. Did you get him?
Yes, I have both Roadblocks. There's a variant.
Well, I'm guessing your toy shelf is diverse. You got War Machine after all.
Yes, I have 2 War Machines.
Yeah. Comic
and movie.
Okay. Technically, you should have 2 movie ones because it's 2 different actors.
That's true. But I started collecting Legends after, so I could, like, Endgame was the nearest movie that I could go back, but you have to pay a premium on those older ones.
Yeah, that's true. You're right.
Don Cheadle's going to cost me like $80.
Who's the first actor?
Not Don Cheadle. Yeah. Who I actually like better in the role.
Yeah.
From Hustle and Flow.
Yeah.
But do you think he's kicking himself?
Yes. He blames Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah, he does.
I thought because he wanted more money, right?
Yeah.
Right. But Robert Downey Jr. said I get the most money because he's fucking Robert Downey Jr.
You would though. The movie's not called War Machine.
Right. Although I would watch a War Machine movie.
Of course, but it's not going to be with him though.
No.
Anything else for the Xtreme Files, the X Files, if you will?
Don't get on his bad side because he will hate you forever.
Yeah, but we're fine.
Right, we are. But I'm just warning our audience to be careful around.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he holds. I hold grudges, but he definitely holds them too. I think.
Yeah, but you're more likely to unfuck yourself.
I hope so. I'd like to think so.
Well, you have with games at least. I don't know with people.
With games I will. Not with people I don't though.
Really?
Usually if I'm done with them, they're on the pay no mind list. You don't get off that list. You just don't. There's nothing you can do.
Have you ever rashly put someone on the pay no mind list before you had any interaction with them and then regretted it?
I don't think so. I think you have to do something to get on there.
You have to actively engage in something to get you on the list.
Nobody starts off on the pay no mind list.
I have on people who I've heard conversations going on. They didn't do anything to me, but what they were talking about put them on the list.
Is this real life people or like celebrities and stuff?
Real life people.
Oh,
but celebrities don't get on the pay no mind. Like, I will disagree with the craziness of any celebrity, but if I like their movies or something, I'm still going to like their movies.
Right.
So.
Yeah, I'm very big on separating art from
artists. Yes, I am too, very much so.
My take on that is, at a certain point, we're not going to have anything. Like if you say, I can't get into this because of this person.
If you do enough digging, you'll find anything you love has something bad.
I'm not saying, everybody's Bill Cosby, but at a certain point.
Like, good or?
There's not a lot of fucking, like, shining stars out there that are going to be like, everything they've done is perfect.
I call it the Matt Damon argument because I would disagree with Matt Damon on 90% of things, but I love him in about 90% of the stuff he does. So
he's fun to watch in everything. And when he pops up in things unexpectedly.
Yeah, small guest stars, he's great as.
Yeah.
All right. I don't know why that was an extreme topic, but I think it's good.
Matt Damon and Extreme are both handsome men.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I believe that's probably it for the Extreme Appreciation episode, the XAE. Once again, his creation, not the logo. Rick Greengears made the logo.
Yes.
And by the way, the contest he won an iPod filled with all Zlurpcast episodes.
Wow.
Yeah, for making that logo. So we
and also comments down below of your favorite Extreme moments.
Thank you. That's good too. There's a lot of people that know Extreme. This is the guy that created Zlurpy Bowl, the Zlurpy forums. Any things that start with Z or X have been his territory. When somebody puts an X or Z in their name, they're trying to be a badass. That's his thing. His fantasy football team is the Exterminators, X and Z. Like, fuck off, dudes. Like this, you can't get any more badass than an X and a Z in a name. And that's what he does.
Xerox, X at the front and the back.
Yeah.
They ripped off Extreme.
They did. Let me go make some Xerox copies. No, photocopies. We have an HP. We don't have a Xerox.
I need a Band-Aid and a Kleenex. No.
Nope. You need an adhesive bandage and a facial tissue. And maybe a cotton swab. I don't know.
Not a Q-tip, though.
Not a Q-tip, no. Q-tips have a firm rod, though. If you get an off-brand, you're gonna.
Yeah, they flop on you.
Not gonna end well.
I do like the ones with the plastic, the hollow plastic rod.
I don't know if I've had those.
Yeah, I've seen those. Yes,
dollar store because they're great for miniatures. If you're
clearing out the ears of a miniature.
Yeah, for ears though.
You ever notice on the back of the box, it always has like it just touching someone's nose?
Yeah.
Like they never. 99% of people do this with them.
They say don't insert an ear canal.
That's what everyone does.
Yeah.
Half of the population has touched brain. The other half has gotten one cunt hair from brain.
Yeah.
We've all done it.
Yeah.
You put it in so far, you get dizzy.
Yeah. Actually, I want to get a real long one and see if it can get at the other end. I don't know. As a man of science, Mike, I might be wrong on this approach, but I'd like to think.
Try it though.
Okay.
Try it.
I'll call you if I have problems.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Zlurpcast.net, get your Zlurpcast swag. I promise, we promise that in 1 week from now, we will have an episode talking about a fucking tabletop miniatures game. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. You can't have 4 bullshits in a row. Can't happen. So, Extreme, no offense if you're watching this, with or without you, show must go on next week. We can't do this again. So, the topic, I don't know. Probably cow.
Yep.
Cow.
Probably cow. And yeah, that's all I got. How do we end it? Follow Zlurpcast on social media, I guess.
Zlurp bell icon.
Oh yeah, I got socks on today. I think there's a hole in this one. Hey, by the way, Biran, I got an R on my right foot.
Yep.
Anyone want to guess what's on my left foot?
R.
R.
Oh no. Doesn't it bother you?
It should, but I can't find the L. No time for losers in this house. Only R's. What else? No, I don't know where it is. It sucks because it's got like things on it that are like made to like go a certain way. And
are you find yourself tripping all over the place?
I should like fall over.
Or walk in circles like in Best in Show. The
Yeah.
Eugene Levy character had two left feet.
Yes,
literally.
he actually has two left feet. You know? All right, that's all the time we have. Bye-bye.
Zlurpcast! Brought to you by McMurdy's. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. I'm loathing it.